Without further ado, I introduce you to your host, Mr. Hatton Jordan.
Bush Comedy Theater, how you doing out there, everybody? Yes, this is the Stand-Up Comedy 101 graduation show. I am your hero for the evening. My name is Hatton Jordan. Thank you very much. Hey, clap your hands if you've been to the Push before. Welcome back. Well, you picked a good night. We're gonna, like I said, grad show, new jokers, new comedians doing their thing. Give yourselves a round of applause for supporting them. Yes. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna name the performers that you're gonna see, and we're just gonna clap for them. You're gonna see Kate Anderson, Alfred Crane, Kyra Johnson. Good night. How can you top that, Kyra? Ian Turner. Pittman. I'm making up names at this point. Charlie Cantrill. And Robert Taylor. Hey, and also, so those are the graduates, and after them, we have a special guest, a comedian that took my comedy class a couple years ago. She's hustling and doing a lot of mics, performing in and out of state. Sherri Priester, you're gonna see her as a guest. Yeah. So I mentioned everybody's name, and that's awesome. They got their applause. We also have some VIPs in the audience tonight. Everybody's looking around. Who is it? Is it him? It's not him. I'm talking about the women, ladies. Man, clap for the ladies. Man, clap for the ladies. It is Saturday night. We love you women. Women are awesome. I love them. Y'all are beautiful and smarter than me. Your online dating profiles confuse me. Those big words go over my dumb head. I see this a lot. It says, sapiosexual woman looking for a man who, whatever. Sapiosexual lady seeking a gentleman. I'm like, sapiosexual? That could be awesome night, right? But that could be traumatic. I have no idea what sapiosexual means. I had to look it up. By look it up, I mean talking to my phone. What is the definition of sapiosexual? Someone who is aroused by the intellect of others. So by me having to look up the word, that pretty much crosses me off her list. I haven't even met her. She's killed my self-esteem. That is power. Let's do it this way Saturday night. Ladies, clap for yourselves. You got to do everything for us. Women are amazing. Women are beautiful. Women can make you weak in the knees with the way they move and their curves and their grace. I'll paint the picture for you, right? The night's going well. I've had a couple glasses of wine. Candles lit. Good music playing. I'm naked. That's not the funny part yet, ma'am. That's not the punchline. She's naked too. And with that sexy look in her eye, she walks over to the window with her fingertips. She twists the blind shut for privacy, and I can't tell you what she did after that, bro, because she shut the blinds and I can't see in from across the street. I love her. We're in love, man. Good news, check it out. Next Tuesday we have a date. How about that? It's a court date. It's a court date, but I get to learn her middle name. And most likely meet some family members. Some close family members. This is awesome. We're doing a grad show. Clap it up for the Push. And shows are happening. Quarantine's behind us. I don't know how your quarantine was. Mine, I was not very productive. A lot of my friends were highly productive, sir. And I know that because they told me every day. I learned how to speak Spanish. I learned how to play guitar. I learned how to reconnect with my family. You know what I learned? I learned I could watch the entire catalog of Netflix in 4.5 days. Give it up for me. Thank you. Thank you. I'm a professional Netflix watcher. I will come to your house and watch your Netflix for you. Minimum 2 hours, sir. Minimum 2 hours. I feel like I'm a total underachiever. I am, pretty much. That's why I hate when I meet people that brag about big things, because I can't compete. You know, met this guy the other day who's like, you know the Virginia Beach Amphitheater? I co-own it. I co-own the amphitheater. What do you got? I'm like, I got a friend that's got a printer. You want some printed out, I'll take you out there. It's 40 minutes away. That's where I go to print the lawn seats for your amphitheater. I am lazy. Americans are lazy. That's the thing. We invent things that keep us lazy. I was at a party recently. We're talking about the laziest American invention. This girl's like, it's the microwave. It's the microwave. I said, no, it's not the microwave. It's the button on the microwave that says popcorn. There it is, right there. Someone else said, what about the leaf blower? That's a lazy invention, right? That's great. Leaf blower gives you options, right? You're looking at your yard going, yeah, I could waste 4 hours out there raking and bagging and sweeping and sweating, or I can spend 9 seconds and make it my neighbor's problem. Done. Everybody loves a leaf blower, right? Everybody except the guy that lives in the last house at the end of the cul-de-sac. He can't open his door anymore, and he becomes a sniper. That's where terrorism starts, right there. Electric dishwasher, that's another lazy invention. I got one. This is how lazy I am, though, sir. The other day I had 2 dirty dishes in my sink. 2. I could have done them by hand in about 5 seconds. Just, I would have been done. I'm sticking with the dishwasher. I open the dishwasher. I notice everything in there is clean. It is packed full of clean plates and cups. I am too lazy to put the clean stuff up in the cabinets. So I put the 2 dirty dishes in with the clean, and I run the whole damn thing for another cycle. God bless America. I thank those veterans. I'm so lazy. I do this. You ever do this? You're doing your laundry, throw your dirty stuff in the washer. 40 minutes later, it's done. You take the wet, clean stuff out, go to put it in the dryer. You look in there, there's dry, clean stuff in there from yesterday. I am too lazy to take the dry stuff out, fold it, put it up. So I put the wet shit in with the dry, and I run the whole damn thing for another cycle. You guys are looking at me like, dude, you just pretty much did the same fucking joke back to back. All you did is change the name of the appliance. I did tell you I was lazy, right? We went over this. I was very clear up front. Even in my joke writing, I will cut corners. This is what they say. They say in a relationship you can't cut corners. Clap your hands if you're in a relationship. He's excited. Relationship? Awesome. You gotta be honest, you gotta be upfront. You gotta keep it fresh though, right? You know what I'm talking about. I read this in GQ magazine about a year ago. They said it's important in a sexual relationship to have a nickname for each other's private parts. Sir, let me ask you. Do you have a nickname for his penis? She says, I do. And God damn it, I can't wait. Would you like to share? Oh! He's like, no. Is that the nickname? No. No, what the hell? You guys are freaking me out. He's like, no. And she's smiling, though, sir. All right. I put you guys on the spot. A little rude of me. I brought it up, so I'll answer the question. A while ago, I was dating this girl about a year ago. And she had a nickname for my penis, and we called it the puppy. That way out in public, I could say the word puppy. It didn't look weird or perverted. We could be at the mall, you know, and be like, hey, honey, I think the puppy needs to go for a walk tonight. Puppy's kind of hungry tonight. She'd be like, I think the puppy needs to take a fucking bath first. We called it the puppy. It was cute. It was cool. We could flirt. No one knew. Like once I picked her up at her job, and we're in this crowded elevator with a lot of her coworkers, so we're all tucked into there. And I say to Jennifer, that was her name, I say, Jennifer, later on tonight, do you mind giving the puppy a blowjob? Right under the radar, you know. Cute and romantic. They all got out of the elevator real quick for some reason. We're gonna call PETA, they kept saying. I don't know what's going on. Late for a meeting or something. I don't know. You gotta keep it fresh, man. You gotta keep it fresh. This article also said that in a relationship to keep it fresh, it's good to drink alcohol in moderation. Moderation. I don't know anything about moderation. Because we've all gotten sick from drinking, right? And when you're about to get, by the way, the worst is when you know you're about to get sick from drinking. Not when you think you might get sick, but you're like, I'm going to throw up in 8 seconds. In 5, give me a toilet. You find that toilet. When you're about to throw up in a toilet in the bathroom, you do the exact same movements as an Olympic diver right before a big race. It is the exact same movements. Here we go. That is for my alcoholics out there. Drink up, everyone. That is my thing. Do you communicate, sir, to her? You had to look at her to answer that question. That's good, that's good. I'm pretty good at doing that. Here's my problem. I communicate well in a relationship, but I communicate too much out in the real world. I'm one of those chit-chat people, like a small talker, and I scare people and I make people uncomfortable. If I did it for 10 seconds, that'd be fine. But I do it way too long and I freak people out. I was at the One Life gym over there a couple weeks ago, and I'm working out, and I see this 17-year-old kid, and I'm looking at him, and this kid looks just like a guy that I went to high school when he was 17 years old. Like, kind of looked like his son, right? But I haven't seen the guy I went to high school with since high school, and I don't keep in touch with him. But I saw the guy, I'm gonna chit-chat with him. I said, hey, by chance, is your last name Locke, L-O-C-K-E? He said, no. Why? And I should have just ended it there. I should have said, oh, I'm sorry, I got the wrong guy. You know, hey, have a good workout. But he said, why? I said, well, you look like the son of a guy I went to high school with. And he said, well, what's his name? And I said, I don't know. He said, where did he go to school? I was like, I don't know. In fact, I don't even know if the guy from high school has a son. He's like, I thought you just told me I look like his son. Like, you look like you could be his son. I haven't seen the guy since high school. I don't even know if he has any kids at all. In fact, I'm not even sure if the guy's still alive. The poor kid looks at me, he's like, sir? And I said, yes. He says, I'm going to leave now. And he left, and he should have left, right? That is a red flag all the way. If someone came up to you and said, man, you look just like someone who may or may not have ever existed. That's a fucking red flag right there. So he was talking to the people at the front desk, and then I see him point at me in a scared way. He's talking to the people, that guy right there. And I said, all right, that is my red flag to get out of this gym. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Saturday night. Clap your hands if you are ready to see some new comedians. Your first comic is, check it out, she's got to do her set and she has to leave to go to work. She works at a TV studio. She's got to be at work at like 11:15 or something like that. So legit, she's Anderson.
I actually don't have to be at work until midnight. Not to brag, guys. All right. My name is Kate, and you may not know this looking at me, but I was actually held back in kindergarten. It's not that I was dumb, I just didn't know what was going on. So then, when it came to elementary school, my mom was like, we need to think outside the box, inside the church. And I went to a super small elementary school in the basement of a church, because you know, nothing bad has ever happened in the basement of a church. So that was super reassuring. And it was one room. There were 31 kids in the entire school, 1st through 6th grade. I wasn't bullied. I got along with all 2 other kids in my grade. It was awesome. And it was one room, but don't worry, for the different classes, we did have curtains, so we would just, shh, time for math. Anyways, one moment. I don't feel like I missed out on any elementary school opportunities. Don't mind the feedback. You know, we had field trips. Field trips. Everybody have field trips? Yeah, we pile in the back of our teacher's Honda Civic. And we'd head to PetSmart. And we'd look at all the fish, and we could pick any one we wanted. Not the top row, these were the expensive ones, but luckily we were all short, so we got the right deal. We'd all pick our fish, go back to the school, put them in the aquarium, very exciting. And then every weekend the fish would die. So we had this field trip more than once. And learned a lot about, you know, cycle of life, cycle of death. Really, really nurturing environment at this school. Another thing is, just like most schools, our school had a mascot. All right, quick tangent. Here's the thing. I feel like there are different tiers of mascot, because you got like the actual tough ones, right? You got like Velociraptor, Tiger, Lion, Bear, oh my. And then you got like B tier, C tier, where it's like stuff that you're like, I would rather not fight it, I would rather not, but like, I could probably kill a hornet. Like, I don't want to do it, but if I see a kangaroo, it's on sight. But we had the fiercest mascot of all, so go toddlers! Our mascot was a 3-year-old named Molly. She was just our teacher's daughter she would bring into work some days. Shout out Molly. I also feel like, even though it was such a small school, we still got the same vibe as a bigger school, because we had a lot of the basic stereotypes. Like, I don't know if you guys know what furries are. Yep. Woo! Loud yep. Don't worry. Ma'am? Anything to confess? But we had like a diet furry, I would say. Like, she wasn't all the way, but it was elementary school, so there's time. She had the ears, she had the paws, she was a little too obsessed with foxes, but like, that's her problem. We had another kid who was way too obsessed with World War II. Every school has one. His name, of course, was Scary Frank, or as his parents called him, John. And we also had this girl named Summer. And Summer was really obsessed with fairies, you know, like Tinkerbell, or Kurt from Glee, or Blaine from Glee. I don't know, I haven't seen much television. But fairies. I remember we had a history class one time, so you go, close the curtain, history time. We were learning about the Titanic, and teacher was like, what happened to the unsinkable boat? Everybody says, yeah, it was an iceberg. Great job, scary Frank. John. And then she's like, yes, Summer. She's like, it was an iceberg. Put there by the evil ice fairies who are working with the ice goblins to rid the world of everything good and pure and DiCaprio. Another time, we were on the playground or something. I don't know. It's hard to remember. I've repressed a lot of this. And my shirt rode up a little bit. She saw my belly button. And I'm sorry if this is a bit graphic, but I did used to have an Audi. It has since receded, like somebody else's hairlines, I don't know. So we're good now. But she saw it, and she was like, oh my God, do you know what that is? And I was like, yeah, it's my belly button. She's like, no. That is not a belly button. You are pregnant. Not only that, you are in labor. And that is the big toe of your fairy baby. On top of this, she told me I was pregnant with hundreds of other fairy babies. Keep in mind, I'm 8, have not had the birds and the bees talk, go to church, basement, school. So I'm like, oh shit, I gotta figure my life out. I don't have a job. I don't know if I'm supposed to start investing in a 401k or like clothes. I don't know who the dad is, so I can't ask for child support. Luckily, I was able to get a fairy abortion and just... All right. I'm Kate. Thank you guys so much.
A woman was going to kidnap her. We saw it, right? Who cares? Ladies and gentlemen, your next performer is a regular here. Please welcome to the stage, Alfred Crane.
Hi everyone, my name is Alfred Crane. I'm going tonight. It's my first time doing stand-up. And we just had Veterans Day. Happy birthday, veterans. Thursday was a Marine Corps birthday. I was in the Marines, which surprises most people. That you don't look like a killer. After boot camp, I said no more roommates. So now I have 5. There's a dude named Mr. Schwartz. There's a lady named Zora. A fellow who goes by the name of Gandalf. There's Mother, and of course Fluffy. I have 5 cats. A little more information about me. In 2011, I got diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, which is a, kind of messed you up, but, when you have Parkinson's disease, your brain doesn't work right, so, particularly with dopamine, so I take a lot of dopamine, but one of the things is, like, My brain works like an old microwave from like the 1980s with the dial and the low wattage. And when you try to cook microwave popcorn in there, it's like Parkinson's brain. So you turn it on and you pop, and nothing. And then pop some more, pop. And okay, you're okay. And then you think it's done, and then 300 pops. Then the burning smell. 3 more pops, and then you're done, hopefully. So you can just call me Alfred Redenbacher with more sex appeal. They have education. Everything in this world has education. There are YouTube videos, but I went to an education day, which is all about Parkinson's, how to live with it and stuff. And so a bunch of people with Parkinson's there, like Parkinson's 101. And to break the ice, they asked us, what were some good things that happened because of Parkinson's? The number 1 thing on the list was better parking. Hey, it's in the name. Hey, there's Parkinson. Number 2 on the list was loss of smell. With the cats, it's helpful. Let's see. And so we were also talking about, okay, all civic organizations have to raise funds, you know, to have fundraisers and to have people come in and talk and stuff. And so they're like, what are we going to do? And we're like, we're going to have a car wash. And someone said a bake sale. Being a relatively new comedian, I said, how about shakes? It's okay, I have the disease. So in May, I had my first knee replacement surgery. Anybody else had that done? Oh God, I'm old. Getting out of bed felt like Neil Armstrong about to get out of the lunar excursion module and walk on the moon. So it reminded me, because you gotta walk. First you get there, you get your knee replaced. Everything comes out, everything goes back in. I mean, you're in the operating room, all these people are wearing these like outbreak suits. What do you wear those for? For the blood spatters. Oh great, so put me out now. But when Neil Armstrong was going out of the monitor, him and Buzz Aldrin were dressing each other up. So that was like the nurses with me, and so they were like this. IV bag, check. Blood pressure monitor, check. Sexy bag of urine, secured in the locker, check. The I've fallen and I can't get up necklace, check. Speaking of trolling, this whole thing was like one small step for mankind and one giant leap for all the nurses trying to catch me. So, with Parkinson's, they have multiple treatments. You got drugs, you got exercise, you got this deep brain stimulation. Basically, with deep brain stimulation, they put wires in your head and a battery in your chest. And thankful for technology advancing, because they used to do it with a car battery and 2 nipple clamps. Now they just have a little holster you wear, so it's pretty good. And then I was talking with a friend of mine about the possible side effects of the deep brain stimulation surgery, and I said, you know, one of the possible side effects is a 4-hour erection. She said, if you get that side effect, call me. So I did. My name's Alfred Crane. I've had a ball tonight. See y'all soon.
Give it up for Alfred Crane, my new hero. We whip that shit up, boy. Please welcome to the stage, Kyra Johnson.
All right, y'all, let's do this. My name is Kyra. Hello. And I am black, broke, and bipolar.
I like it.
That's what I said. Yes, I have the 3 B's. Black, broke, and bipolar. Ain't it sad? Well, the thing is, I've been black my entire life. It's the truth. Now, let me give you a quick look. Thanks for the applause. Also, black goes with every damn thing. Then, we also have being broke. Whew, y'all, it's hard admitting that in person. Truth of the matter is, that's actually not my fault. Being broke is actually my mother's damn fault. My mother, Carol, she cut me off at 25, financially. She says to me, you know, Kyra, I want you to be mature and be the very best that you can be. Now, at this time, I'm also being diagnosed with bipolar disorder. So this is a great time for you to cut me off and have me be mature and be the best that I can be. So, you want me to be the very best that I can be, Carol? Get back to paying for my shit! Not only that, but just to add it, get back to paying for my shit before I go bipolar on your ass. But, it's okay. It needed to happen, truth be told. Then, we also have being bipolar. So, I have bipolar 2 disorder. There's also a category, it's 2 and 1, but thank God I'm on level 2. Now, bipolar disorder can be range from someone going from emotional highs to emotional lows. And bitch, when I'm high, bitch, I am high. And bitch, when I'm low, I'm feeling mighty goddamn low. Now, my high looks a little bit like this. Take an episode of Euphoria, mix it in there with some cocaine, and that's what it looks like. I'm mighty damn high. Then, when a bitch is low, I'm talking applesauce all over the goddamn walls. Wall-to-wall applesauce. Not to mention my mother cleaning up because I'm having a damn episode. Then, I'm also talking about having a fear of knives in the kitchen. It's rough, people. Not only that, but also crying in the shower for 5 goddamn hours going, I gotta pay the goddamn bill. Because why? Carol cut my ass off! It's rough as hell, I swear. But, you know, I've been mentally stable for the last 5 years. I take my medication regularly at 9 p.m., so it was already done. And then, we've also got somebody else who also has the 3 B's. Kanye West. Kanye is black, a billionaire, bipolar as hell. He also survived a marriage with the Kardashians. Not only that, endorsed Trump, wrote an entire album about being bipolar, and he still don't want to take his damn medication. But you know, hey, that's just me with 3 Bs. Black, broken, bipolar. My name is Kyra. That was my time. Thank you guys.
Give it up for Kyra Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring your next performer right up. Please welcome to the stage, Ian Turner. All right, how's everybody doing? Why don't we give it up for Push, for hosting us and I have to admit, I'm probably the most seasoned veteran on the lineup. I've been doing stand-up for under 3 months. So, yeah, and I think as a relatively recent college graduate, it's great that I'm trying to make strangers like you all laugh for free, you know, to me. And I think that that's been an awesome use of my tuition, so I have to thank my parents every time I get up here to do this. You know, a lot of people are asking me if college is still worth going to, right? You know, the cost of going to school is rising, and particularly if you decide to go to school, you need to pick a degree that you can have a career, right? Paycheck and job and all that. And that's sort of unlike what I'm doing right now. So let's run through the course catalog, so to speak. When I first went to school, I started out in accounting. Are there any accountants here?
Yes! Me!
My dad's an accountant, and he was the one that sort of pushed me in that direction. And he really sung the virtues of it, having steady employment and the paycheck. The problem is, I think it's soul-sucking. And I can't bother with being dull, you know. Because I've lived with an accountant, for like 20 plus years. My dad's kind of a dull guy, so. and you know what they say about creative accountants? Creative accountants go to jail. Yeah. Or they're retired somewhere where you can't find them easily. Right? They weren't taking cooking classes, they were cooking the books. A lot of times people talk about bad majors, they seem to focus on global arts, right? In particular, there's philosophy, the sort of process of thinking. Do you really think you're going to teach other people to think? Philosophy is several thousand years old, and it hasn't found the cure for dumbasses. So good luck with that, Socrates. A major that I personally think is good, but a lot of times people like to shit on it, is psychology, right? I think everybody here would agree mental health is important, right? I think as of late, it's become more important, which is great. Everybody can benefit from therapy. And, frankly, you'll have pretty steady employment over the next few decades. I can't say you'll get a paycheck like an accountant, but I think you'll be guaranteed a job, right? And I'll be your first patient. You'll ask me, Ian, how are you doing? And I'll say, well, doc, I'm feeling unemployed. So professional, I gotta flip my pages. So you might be wondering, so we've covered accounting, philosophy, psychology. What is my degree in? Well, I have a degree in history. Anybody? Yeah! That's right. With history, you really only have 2 options, right? You can go to grad school to teach school, right? More school for school. Or you can go to law school, right? Again, that requires you to be intelligent. And because I like to consider myself a deliberate, overachieving underachiever, I have managed neither of those things, which is why I'm in front of you all tonight. Instead of beating myself up, I always loved history. From a very early age, I was a big fan of Indiana Jones, the film series Indiana Jones. I really thought, if I made it in history, that would be my career. It seemed like a great idea, right? He's in the jungle, next he's in the desert, he fights the Nazis, he gets laid, and you assume that he gets paid well, right? That's a given. And then I went to my college counselor, and I said, look, I want the version of history that has minimal teaching, right? If you've ever seen the film, it's hardly ever in the classroom, and guarantees sex and money. And my counselor was like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm like, well, the one Indiana Jones, the Indiana Jones version. And she was like, what? You'll never go to a job fair and there will never be an Indiana Jones booth. Who knew, right? Like, honestly, wish I had looked more into that. But I have not lost faith. There's a lot of opportunity on the internet these days, right? So I figured I could role play as Indiana Jones on OnlyFans. And I'd probably make much more money than I would as a real teacher, right? And I've come up with a couple of taglines as a content creator for OnlyFans. I'll have a line like, is that your whip or are you happy to see me? Welcome to my channel. This is Indiana Jones and the Temple of Boom. And you're shooting the scene, your dog walks in, and you're like, we named your dog Indiana. Right. It's okay, that joke is personal to me. I love it dearly, and it was the first one I came up with back in September, so it's still soldering on. I'm afraid of getting old. Is anybody here afraid of getting old? Yeah. I know, in 2 months I will be 25. So old, I'm so old, I'm ready to be a member of the Silver Beaver section of AARP.
That's not funny.
Sure. I think the thing with getting old that I'm most afraid of is you lose your filter, right? If you ever live with elderly people, they have a tendency to say whatever they want. And usually it's at the most inopportune moments, right? You'll have something like I can still get it up. Sir, you are 90 and in a wheelchair. You physically cannot get up without assistance. I sure could use some assistance. Margaret said I could have a go on her big back porch. Margaret said you could play checkers with her on the back porch, not her big back porch. And I think you're wondering, that's the difference between a predator and a cougar. And I think the thing is, it's strange. Fun fact, with elderly people, you do have a surge of hormones late in life, and so you have a tendency to handle sex much the same way you would have as a teenager, which again seems to defy what you would say is conventional. With my dear grandma, she passed away back in May at the age of 98. So she was 98 though. That's a long life. She was born in 1923. The world's a lot different than 1923. That's just fact. She started to get really fixated on certain things. Like, she became very concerned with what were the neighbors doing. What are they up to? They're mowing their lawn, Grandma. Just calm down. When that wasn't part of her pastime, she liked to watch old films. In particular, she liked Sound of Music. Is everybody here familiar with Sound of Music? Yeah. In particular, she took a liking to one of the main characters, Captain Von Trapp. Everybody, actor Christopher Plummer, yes. She started to ask that the film be replayed a lot. In particular, certain sequences with, Captain Von Trapp speaking parts, played over and over again. One day she just goes to my aunt, that he was pretty easy on the eyes. And she wanted him to come over, park his shoes on her bed, and stay a while. Now, I do have a degree in history, but I'm not too familiar with 1940s jargon. You know, I was really lost. I was like, what does that mean? Park your shoes under my bed and stay a while. And then I was like, oh, wait a second, okay. She wants to sleep with Captain Von Trapp. Like, that's what this is about. And I thought to myself, it's like, she's 98. She had suffered a stroke and she's bedbound. And yet sex isn't lost on her. I was like, that's wild. You know, that's how the mind works. The other thought I had was, in the 40s, is that really how you approach somebody? You know, you're just going about your day and you spot a bad bitch over yonder, and you run up to her, pew, and you know, you're sort of like, hiya, dame. It's like I'm making eyes at me from across the way. Why don't we have the gift of gab, throw back a couple of drinks, head back to your place, so that I can then park my shoes on your bed and stay a while. Now, frankly, that's just a mouthful, isn't it? And it's a very horny run-on sentence, which, you know, irritates me. But you have to give it credit for the fact that, you know, sexual harassment had such finesse back then, really. When I thought about it, I was like, wow, this is like a Broadway production dedicated to harassment. I mean, that's something else. And but frankly, that's a lost art that I think I probably say lost. You know. So all right, my name's Ian Turner. So thank you all. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Connor Pittman. He's leaving. He's trying to leave. That's Connor Pittman. Get your ass over.
How's everyone doing tonight? I made my attempt. I tried. So, my name's Connor. Nice to meet you guys. It's so great to be here. I just want to give it up to everybody who performed before me. So I was at a party one time, and we were all smoking weed, and one, yeah, you can't tell. And one guy in the circle was like, "Hey, you look like Captain America." And I was like, "Thank you." And he's like, "No, like before he went to the machine." I could do. Oh! That's the only one I can do. So I didn't know what else to say. I had to come back. I was like, "You look like Iron Man post relapse." So Robert Downey Jr. So I play music around here. You guys can see me playing at a restaurant for like 4 people, and thank you, he was there. And so one thing I like when I talk to girls, I'm just like, you know, I made $75 an hour last week. I just don't tell them how many hours I worked. It's like, how many hours are you free? I'm a musician. I own a lot of equipment. I own a lot of stuff. I own a lot of microphones, guitars. I just have a hard time taking ownership of my life and my decisions. I own 7 guitars, 6 microphones, and 0 of my past mistakes. Thank you. This is a horrible segue, but basically I do improv here at Push Comedy Theater. I just want to give it up for everybody in the tech booth and everything. Who is in the tech booth? Can we get the lights? Who's here? So Travis knows what I'm talking about. So we had a group chat for my last improv team. So I got someone that was underage, that was 17 in our improv team. So we had to have an after dark chat. So it was like all the stuff that we wanted to talk about. That was not suitable for children. And somebody posted in the group chat a map of the United States, and it had every state on it. But instead of the name of the state, it had the most searched porn category from Pornhub from 2021. And I just want to rattle off a few of the highlights from that. So the obvious ones was Mormon for Utah. So, come on. Thick Latina for Texas, because everything's bigger in Texas. We had sex doll for South Dakota, because nobody lives there. There's no people there. My favorite one was morning sex. That was for Alaska. Alaska had morning sex. And one of the things I remember from school, like Ian was talking about, school is very important. One of the things I learned was that it's dark for like 24 hours out of the day for a few months in Alaska. So I think they were just excited mainly more about the sunrise than the actual sex going on. They were like, I saw the sun, that was like, that wasn't the only thing rising. So I bet you over here, I bet you're wondering, sir, I bet you're wondering over here what Virginia's top category. You guys are wondering what Virginia's top category is.
What's Virginia's top category?
So Virginia's top category was dirty talk, actually. Yeah, I know, it's underwhelming, right? But actually, that's my favorite category, and I live here. So I figured like I was the one that pushed it over the top to get it to number one. So I feel accomplished. My mom always said I was an overachiever. So. All right, so I was going to have, that was a very dirty joke, and I forgot to have my handy dandy hand sanitizer in my pocket, which I always carry around, except for tonight, because I'm feeling dirty. So yeah, anyways, I was diagnosed with OCD disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder. Yeah, everybody give it up for that. Anybody with OCD? I gotta go flip that light switch 7 times in a row. So basically, yeah, I was diagnosed with it 2 years ago, and I don't think it's like, you know, I'm not dramatic about it. I don't think it's disability. I think I'm not handicapped. I'm handle-capped. I can't touch handles. See, that's scary to me. I can't. But anyways, so I was with my therapist a few years ago, and we were going through like the different disorders: ADHD, ADD, bipolar 2. Everybody. Yep. And when we got to OCD, I was like, yeah, don't worry about that one. I don't have OCD. Seriously, don't worry about that one. I don't have OCD. Seriously. Don't worry about that one. I don't have OCD. And she's like, I get it. Okay. You don't have to repeat yourself so many times. Why are you repeating yourself? I said, sometimes I have to repeat phrases 3 times. And then I'm good. And then she just like, so I was at Walmart the other week, and everybody give it up for Walmart. Comes in clutch. And I was seeing a woman. She was going through the clothes in the men's section, and I was like, she had a vest on, and I was like, well, you know, hey, do you happen to have this shirt in my size, extra small? And and she got offended. She was like, sir, I don't work here. Sir, I don't work here. And so I was like, I'm sorry. And I just realized, like, you know, when you ask someone at a place, it just depends on the place that you're at, if you ask if they work there or not. So I was at Men's Warehouse, and I asked somebody, you know, hey, do you have this shirt in my size, extra small? And he was, you know, he had it, so I was like, no, I'm sorry, I don't work here, I'm sorry. And so I was at the White House the other week. True story. I never lie. And I was asking the guy, this old man, and he was like, you know, I was like, hey, do you work here? I'm kind of lost. He's like, my name is Mitch McConnell. I actually don't work here. I'm sorry. Yeah, did that. Okay, sorry guys. Yeah, basically, I am divorced. I know, it's very obvious. With my age, divorce. I have the 3 Ds. I'm divorced, I'm a daddy, and I'm depressed. I'm just keeping the rule of 3s, guys. I'm just keeping the thing going. And basically, like I was in a relationship for a few years, and she wanted to be like me to be like the prototypical Christian boy. You know, go to church, come home. I'm not knocking anyone that goes to church, by the way. I don't want to offend anybody that's religious. And you know, she wanted me to go to IKEA and go home. I'm not knocking anyone who goes to IKEA. It's a great establishment. Their meatballs are amazing. And she wanted me to go to Target, and not Walmart, because I wasn't going to touch anything in there with my CD, and go back home. And so, you know, guys, I'm not knocking anyone who goes to Target or Walmart, but I'm not going to be knocking on any girl's doors anytime soon after this experience. So basically, I have a son. His name is August. He's going to be turning 2. And so basically, you know, when I go over to visit him, you know, he lives with his mom, and we do like, you know, little songs and stuff. You know, like Twinkle Twinkle stuff, right? Yeah. Everybody, can we all sing this? Like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, how I wonder what you are. Okay. And you know, like A B C D E F G H. I don't know the rest. And sometimes I like to do. My favorite one is Baby Back Ribs, because I like to mess with my ex-wife sometimes. So like, I'll just, you know, look at my son and sing it. And I'll be like, I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back. And she's like, say ribs. Say ribs. I'm like, no, I want my baby back. All right, I'm gonna close out with this one. So I can see kind of why we got divorced. I was very paranoid. I always had this feeling. I always just had this strange feeling that I was cheating on her. And no, I'm just kidding. And so you know, one thing that got me through the infidelity scares was my son, because he's just the cutest little thing ever. He's my best friend. And so I would look at his face, and he'd be smiling, and I think he'd, you know, look like his mom, and then he'd make another face that looked like his grandfather on his mom's side, and then every once in a while he'd make this like really intense face, and I always thought it looked like my ex's personal trainer. She wasn't cheating on me. She wasn't cheating. Definitely. All right, guys. My name's Connor. That's my time. Thank you guys so much. Give it up for Hatton.
That was Connor Pittman, everybody. He does not have OCD. Our next performer is from here, but he's a student at VCU. Please welcome to the stage, Charlie Cantrill.
Thank you. Are you with me? Great. Thank you. I remember when I was a little kid, you know, I had trouble understanding stuff, you know, like, I remember one time I heard that my dad was getting a vasectomy, and I didn't know what a vasectomy was. So I asked my mom, I said, Mom, you know, what's a vasectomy? And she said, oh, well, you know, she was looking around, and she saw the dog laying nearby. And she said, well, remember when Kirby, you know, he had puppies, and, well, we took him to the vet, and the vet neutered him, you know, with snip, and then couldn't have any more puppies. Well, in a sense, you know, it's sort of what's happened with your father. And I said, you know, okay, Mom, thanks, and I walked away. So until I was 12, I thought my dad had no balls. Just like the entire time, I just thought my dad had walked into a medical place, saw a dog get neutered, and said, yeah, you know, I think I'll have what he's having. It changes your perspective on it all, you know, live in a world where your dad has no balls. It's weird. I remember when I was a little kid, you know, I'd go to the playground, and I'd watch other kids play soccer. You know, one kid would go for the goal and get scared, you know, and at the last second he would choke and miss. And all the other bullies would just be mean to him. Say, you suck, you know. You don't have any balls. And, you know, I'd go up to the bullies afterwards. I'd say, hey, listen, I'm sorry. I take offense to what you said. My father actually has no balls. Very personal. No, but medical stuff has always confused me. Like, I remember in high school, you know, they make you take those health classes. Do you remember those? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, and in those health classes, you know, they show you those big pictures of STDs in those classes. And I was always wondering, like, where do these pictures come from? You know? Like, how do they get right here? And I asked the teacher that, and she said, well, you know, when doctors meet patients with it, they'll ask them permission if they can, you know, take photos of it and show it in health classes. Why would they ever agree to that? Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, and I regret to inform you that you do, in fact, have the worst gonorrhea this clinic has ever seen. Anyway, I have this camera in my closet. There's a little, you know, science scrapbook thing. You don't need to worry about it. We're only going to show it to young children. Only just 3.7 million public school kids across the state of Virginia. Small little thing. A little bit about me. I spent a lot of my childhood overseas. When I was a kid, my family lived over in Spain for a couple of years. This is true. We lived in El Puerto de Santa Maria. Anyone from there? No? Okay. We lived in El Puerto de Santa Maria. My parents, they would send me to the Spanish schools. I'd be the only English-speaking person in the classroom. It was different over there, you know, when teachers would smoke cigarettes at the playground. Once they were done, they'd throw them on the ground, then like a bunch of little elementary school kids would walk over, pick them up, and finish them off. Thank you. No, but when I was living in Spain, thank you. There's more to it. But when I was living in Spain, my parents, they just threw me into the Spanish schools when I didn't speak any Spanish. So in the beginning, I had no idea what any of the teachers or students were saying. Yeah, and you think that's funny? Thank you. Yeah, but in the beginning, it was really tricky. You know, like I remember one day. You're laughing really hard. Thank you. But in the beginning, it was tricky because I remember, you know, one day the teacher walks into the classroom and she handed out this black and white picture to each of the students, and she had this big poster of the picture, and it was on the board, and she started lecturing on this picture the entire class period. And I was 11 years old, you know, and I was confused. I didn't know what this picture was. So I rose my hand and I said, ¿Qué es este? Which means, what is this? And the class started laughing at me. And it was annoying. And I just said, I've never seen this thing before in my entire life. And the class, they started laughing even harder at me. And I hated it. So when my mom picked me up, I was sad. And she asked me, what's wrong? And I said, I went and I found my backpack. I pulled the picture out of the backpack and I said, I just don't know what this is. And my mom looked at it and she started laughing at me. And it turns out it was a diagram of a vagina. I was taking a sex ed class. All over. Yeah, thank you. A little bit about me. I was in high school when the pandemic first started. It was right in the beginning. My family, we were all living together. They started to get on my nerves and whatnot. What they would do was that they would become those people who start to tell you potential business ideas. Yeah, and I know a lot of people who are like that, who are always kind of coming up with these potential products that they feel like are going to change the world. And no matter how bad the idea is, they always say the pitch, which is complete conviction. They are completely certain this product is going to work. Like they say it the same way someone tells you their iPhone passcode. They're like, it's 4 words. Meditation, app, 4 dogs. All I need to make this happen is to borrow $10,000 from each. Just a small little thing. I'm in college now, learning a lot of life lessons. I hate learning life lessons. Yeah. And the life lessons I've been learning, they're never the cool or inspirational life lessons, But like my day-to-day life lessons, they're never the ones that you see in a movie, Like you're never going to see a movie where the moral of the story revolves around the main character learning to have plastic bags filled with Tums in his pocket to prevent from having indigestion. I haven't seen the new Top Gun movie, but I don't think that's what's happening. Thank you. A little bit about me. I remember my childhood pretty well. The first memory I have is this. It was my parents, and they were just constantly talking about how much they hated the president, George W. Bush. They hated Bush. The memory, it was 2004, and they wanted John Kerry to beat George Bush in the presidential election. That was my first memory. And I remember when I heard that, it offended me, When I was a kid, I didn't understand that it was socially acceptable to dislike a current president, I thought I was living with terrorists who wanted to overthrow the government. It scared me, I was afraid that this information would get out there and would ruin the reputation of my family and my country, and it could also hurt George Bush's feelings. So I had to do something. So the next day at daycare, I was going to Italian daycare at the time. We were living in Italy. I went around and I told the entire class of Italian kids that my whole family loved George Bush. He was the greatest president of all time. And none of them understood what I was saying. And at the time, I could kind of speak Italian, but instead, I just did that thing where I just spoke English louder at them. And afterwards, I felt really good about what had happened. I felt like I made an impact, I helped save democracy, and George Bush's feelings were not hurt. Now, in hindsight, when looking back at that, from the perspective of the people who ran the Italian daycare center, they saw a 3-year-old American kid yell about how great George W. Bush was for almost 4 hours, and then he accidentally threw up on the rug. which made them have to call his parents home, call his parents to pick him up early due to his indigestion. And that's the story of how I learned to have plastic bags filled with Tums in my pocket. Thank you very much.
That was Charlie Cantrill and a special guest. Please welcome to the stage, Big Robert Taylor.
Okay, how you doing out there, Push Comedy? Hey, let's make some noise and let's give it up for American Education Week. American Education Week, everybody! Yeah, I don't know what week it is. I just said that. I just said that because I just retired from my job, elementary public education, 38 years. I just retired about 7 years ago. And look, when I worked, the kids had a real cute name they used to call me. Yeah, instead of Mr. Taylor, they called me Mr. T. Yeah, but that's better than what my wife called me last night. Yeah, she called me Low T. Testosterone. I said, baby, I only had trouble getting it up this one time. I got PTSD. I had a stressful job. I taught elementary physical education, which means I played a lot of games with the kids, and that shit wasn't easy, being hungover, you know. That's why my favorite game was Duck, Duck, Goose, so I could sit on the ground on my ass. Because all that standing up, man, made me dizzy and sick, you know? Yeah. Hey, look, I'm telling you, the kids are different today than they were in my day. When I grew up, back in my day, it was very simple. If I acted up, my mama would take my 3 B's away, baseball, board games, and bicycles, and she would send me inside my room. But nowadays, it's no more internet, no more cable, and no more Netflix. Now you go outside and play. No, Mama, please, don't make me go outside and play. Oh, Mama, don't make me get no fresh air, please. Hey, that's exactly why the public schools have made outdoor exercise mandatory as school board policy. 10 minutes every day. That's where the kids go outside, sit around, and play on their cell phone. Hey, look, I'm telling you now, my sister called me for advice the other day. She wanted to know, should she send her 18-year-old son, a high school senior, Kurt, my nephew, to private school? I said, hell no. Don't send that boy to private school. The private schools, they can't compete. They don't have the money. They don't have the technology and the resources to compete. Send that big boy to public school. You got to level the playing field. Yeah, let Kurt ride a yellow bus, sit in the back, and have sex like everybody else. Now, I did tell my sister to take advantage of something that we used to do called Bring Your Kid to Work Day. Yeah, you know, to build up his self-esteem, make him appreciate the value of a good job. You know, my sister was a ballet instructor, and she took Kurt to work with her. You know, and the boy finally learned to appreciate the value of a good job. They caught him in the locker room of one of the ballerinas, and they were getting it on. They were supposed to be rehearsing for Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake, but they caught Kurt doing the nutcracker. Yeah, they said that boy was what you call a quick study. Quick study. Yeah. Hey, look, after teaching 7 years, I decided I wanted to be a principal. Because, not for the money, I just like breaking up fights. And the boys were easy. You know, shake hands, go back to class, no harm, no foul. But ladies, when you were little girls, y'all were vicious, vindictive, and premeditated. Hey, you all would come in my office and tell me who you were going to beat up, where you were going to beat her up, and how you were going to beat her up. And hell, all I wanted to know was when you were going to beat her up. So I could call in sick. I won't come into work dealing with that shit. All that girl drama. Hey, look, and throughout the years, I collected all kinds of hair pieces because girls did a lot of hair pulling. And I had a closet full of hair pieces. And when I retired, you know, I tried to do the right thing. I tried to return them to the rightful owner, but I never could figure out like what belonged to who. So I sold them at a school fundraiser. Yeah. That's right. Made a lot of money for the school. Hell, I'll throw that joke out. Fuck it. Some big problems in them schools. I'm going to tell you one of the biggest problems I had to deal with was tagging. Kids would come to my office all the time. Mr. Taylor, Terrell, he's using profanity. I said, profanity? I said, listen to me, son, let me give you some advice. Now, you don't have to see everything you see, and you don't have to hear everything you hear. You understand me? Now get the hell out. And another problem with these crazy ass names. They cause so much disruption. Like my name, Robert Bob. Who the hell names their kid Bob today? And send their kid to school with a name like Bob. I need homework from Aiden, Joshua, Logan, Bob. Turn around, Bob. Face the front, Bob. Sounds like a damn foghorn. Yeah, look, I tell you, man, I had to do a lot of drills, too. Wasted so much time. Bomb threat drills, fire drills, tornado drills. But I was really good at them tornado drills. I did one every day during the kids' lunchtime. I'd go in the cafeteria. All right, boys and girls, everybody under those tables, get down, heads down, crouch down. Shit, their lunches were unattended and a virtual smorgasbord. Shit, I ate Twinkies, homemade sandwiches, and, you know, I saved a lot of money on my lunch, you know. Yeah, look, I'm retired now, I don't get into the schools no more, but I still like to do me a drill now and then. I like to keep my edge. I like to keep my game face on, so, you know, I did a tornado drill the other day at Outback Steakhouse. All right, all you customers under the table, let's go. You too, Grandma, put the water, get your fucking ass under the table. Oh shit, her blooming onions and prime rib was delicious. Yeah. Oh man. Hey, I was the crisis manager of the school. You don't understand the pressure of having to think out of the box all the time. I mean, like, you know, do I lock down? Do I evacuate? Do I call the fire department? I mean, every day, hysterical teachers would run into my office. Mr. Taylor, I smell gas. I said, look, if a a kid, break some wind, just crack a window. Look, man, I had to think out of the box. I had to increase parental participation. And that shit wasn't easy because a lot of parents were not involved. You know, now we had a little monthly social. It was called Muffins for Moms and Donuts for Dads, but it was not very well attended. So I had to think out of the box. So I invited male strippers and lap dancers. Yeah, I called it Sausages for Moms and Melons for Dads. Or what? Yeah, that's it. Melons for Dads or Melons for Dads and Sausages for Moms. Yeah, that's right. I had 100% parental participation. I had parents that attended, didn't even have kids that went to my school. Hell, I even got a dance. Hey, look, I'm telling you, crisis manager, thinking out of the box. I mean, always trying to try out something different. I always had to try out something new. That's why sometimes I get 5 or 6 dances. Somebody liked it. Hey, look, lastly, I was responsible for motivating kids to read. And shit, a lot of kids couldn't read, didn't want to read, and look, I had to think out of the box. So I challenged the entire student body that if they read 500 books, that yours truly would read to them their favorite book from the school rooftop. And they exceeded my challenge. They read 750 books. I had to keep my promise. So I scheduled an outdoor assembly. I walked up the fire escape. I had the megaphone in one hand and their favorite book in the other. And I looked down on all my little babies, all my smiling faces. I was so proud of all my little children. And then they looked up and they started to chant, "Jump! Jump! Jump!" Look, that's my time, everybody. He's all twisted up. That was Big Robert Taylor, everybody. A little special guest, a very funny lady who took my class a couple of years ago. She's doing shows in-state and out-of-state. She's a regular at Kazi's Comedy Club. She's part of the Armed Forces Arts Partnership. Here she is, Sherri Priester, everybody.
You know, my mom always said I was going to have a job that involved a pole and a stage. Give it up again for all the comedians here tonight. Let me tell you, it is not easy being up on this stage, y'all, but I gotta admit, I like this view. I get to look out and see faces for a change. Y'all, I'm 4'11" tall, okay? I live at boob level, all right? Like, I am 10 tall right here. Sir, don't smile. Going through life knee-high to a nipple is no fun, okay? It's not. I got big happenings in my life, y'all. My daughter's getting engaged. Her boyfriend came to us and asked us for her hand in marriage, and of course we were like, nah, you taking that whole girl. Not just that hand. I'm pretty sure the hand's not what you're after, fella, okay? And just so you know, we have a strict do not return policy. I've had to take her back a couple of times, y'all. No. Being a parent isn't easy. I have girls. Anybody in here have kids? You got girls? Yeah. Girls? Y'all girls' parents know. Girls, oh my gosh. They are mean. Y'all, there is only one thing on the planet meaner than a middle school girl. That's the Taliban, okay? It's not easy. Like, they come emotional terrorists around 12. They're like, Mom, stop! I'm never speaking to you again! And you're like, oh, promise? You promise? Parenting's hard, y'all, and it goes quick. It goes quick, and then all of a sudden, you know, one day they're slamming doors, the next thing they're moving out. And y'all, when my kids moved out, I was like, oh my God, you're never gonna live here ever again. You promise? Not gonna lie, y'all, my husband and I were like living our best lives. We were just slutting it up all over that house. Yes, it was great. And then we came home one afternoon and found out we had been robbed of our happiness and joy because that heifer was back. It's not easy living with your adult children. Anybody do that? Or any adults live with your parents still? Okay, sleepover requests have a whole new meaning, right? Just saying. And it is weird. I don't care, as a parent, I don't care how old your kids get. Nothing is more traumatizing than parental sex. Woo, y'all, when they busted us, She came home one night. Things were steamy, y'all. Even the cat was like, meanwhile, you guys. That's a hard audience too, y'all cats, okay? I'm just saying. I thought I heard something, right? So of course I'm like, stop. Fellas, you know, my husband in the zone, right? He's like, it's the dog. And I'm like, but we don't have a dog. Y'all ever been busted? Oh God, you part like the Red Sea, right? Y'all, she screamed, I flung that man across the room. Like, he hit the floor, popped up like a whack-a-mole. I thought I broke him. Again. That's skill, y'all. Not the kind you put on a resume, but that skill, okay? It scared me, though, because I was like, I can't be training a new husband at this time in my life, y'all. I don't have the patience for that. We realized, though, that she's gone, right? Now, for an hour, I try to call her. And I get worried. So I'm a mama. I mean, I'm not a good one, okay? But I'm a mama. I'm worried. So finally, I call her older sister, who goes, she sent me a Snapchat. It's on my TikTok, y'all. You can go see it. She did not return for 4 days. 4 days. It was fantastic. We made up for lost time. The cat gave us like a 5-paw review. Woo, y'all, it's great. But when she came home, she wouldn't let me down. She just said, I'm moving out. So I lifted her chin. I said, oh, honey, if I had only known. That's all it was take. I'd have hung a sex swing on the front porch months ago. I'm a mama, y'all, not a good one. And now I'm somebody's meemaw. A granny. Let me tell you though, we've changed. Any grannies here? Just me, I'm the lucky one, right? Grannies have changed, right? Like my granny never drank. Babysat all the time. Titties, y'all, like tennis balls in a tube, so I just... They were boomerangs, right? They could retrieve children from 3 feet away, you know. Grannies today, we got boob jobs. We not watching your babies. Because we at the bar drinking rosé all day. I'm telling you, in the future, nursing homes are going to be full of just stacked grannies. Swigging tequila, like twerking in our thong depends. Yeah, but you can't unsee this. For me, no, y'all, I can drop it like it's hot. I can't get it to hell back Nobody tells us women our hair falls out everywhere. Young ladies, listen up. Y'all need to stop waxing your vagiles, okay? Good God. You're making her look like a sock puppet. She is fragile. Don't piss her off because she will turn on you. You don't want her hostile, okay? Besides, it's all gonna fall out. You're still gonna end up with a landing strip. That comes in handy when your husband can't find anything. That's all I'm saying. It's a slow burn, y'all catch on. Gravity when you get older, that sucks, yeah. Fellas, talk about tennis balls in a tube sock. Y'all ever seen those nuts they hang off of trucks? You know, like stretched out, just saying, that's your future, fellas. One day you're gonna go to the bathroom, discover a new meaning of splashdown. Ask your pawpaw, he'll tell you. That's okay, fellas, it's still easier for you aging. At least you still have your hair. It's just, you know, in your ears, on your back, the bottom half of your head. That is you, sirs. Don't be out here wearing hats. That is cheating. That's how girls get hat-fished. We don't like that. You don't like it when we fat-fish you or spakes roll off. It's like a can of biscuits pop. Like, it's not easy getting older, y'all. You gotta start taking care of yourself. I went by the gym today. I didn't stop y'all, just went on by there. It's next to the liquor store. Priorities, okay? I drink because, you know, I'm married. 33 years. To the same man. We are together for life. Because, you know, we took vows. And we can't be naked in front of anybody new, y'all. We can't be doing that. Who's married around me? I can't really see very far. You're married? So, is this your wife? Okay, because you never know, right? So when you met her, when you saw her for the first time, did you think, there she is, the girl for me? Oh, really? You just sell legs. You're like, oh yeah, that's her, the girl with the golden vagina. Woo-hoo! Y'all, I saw my husband for the first time in his naval uniform, and I knew. I knew. I was going to mess up more than his hair. Woo, y'all. I mean, I was gone. And then so were my panties, okay? Don't judge me, okay? I was weak. We all make mistakes. Don't judge, okay? 33 years later, you know, and I will always say he is the love of my life. That's great. That is great, right? He always says that I have terrible taste. The other day he told me I was spicy. He was like, wow. He goes, nah, you just give me heartburn, girl. That's all it's going on. 33 years together, you know. It's kind of crazy, right? Because you don't think about it when you're getting married. You're like, oh my God, this is going to be great and this is going to be fabulous. And that's not how it turns out, y'all. Not at all, right? Like, the other day was our anniversary in February, right? Let me just say, I gave him the anniversary present that every man wants. Oh, I heard that. Y'all know. Man, I see you smiling, girl. This guy's like, oh my God, I love that gift. Yeah, I gave him the silent treatment. That's what I gave him. Y'all thought I was going to be nasty, didn't you? You need the Lord, sir. That's what you need. He forgot our anniversary, y'all. So I gave him the silent treatment, and he loved it, and that pissed me right the hell off. And he goes, well, you know, really it's the perfect gift because you talk too much. Okay, he's not wrong, but still, right? I'm like, well then, buddy, find your own keys. Fellas, why? Why can't you find anything? Dude, you got a built-in pointer, use it! That's the whole reason our young ladies are having to wax in the landing strip. Oh my gosh. It's frustrating. We don't know where your stuff is, okay? We put our stuff away for safekeeping. We can't find our stuff, okay? Stop asking us. And it's irritating when they interrupt you, right? So I showed my husband how it feels. He was watching the World Series the other night. I just went out in the garage and I started all his power tools. Ladies, let me tell you, you play with a man's tools and he will come. Running, ma'am, he'll come running. Girl, you got a dirty mind. Like, you need church, ma'am. That's what you need, the Lord, okay? That's what you need. 33 years of marriage, it changes, right? First married, y'all, we used to be fun. Oh, we'd go out at night, party all night. Go to work the next day, club step on our hand, right? Woo! Now we just stay home, discuss heartburn. Some nights he rubs my plantar fasciitis feet. And if he's lucky, you know, I'll shake his back. Even how you go to bed changes, right? First married, oh, you go into bed looking good. You get on something slinky, right? You're in that bed and you're like, oh my God. Feel you, touch me, spin me, spin me, spin me, spin me. That shit changes, y'all. 33 years later, I'm climbing in bed in a ripped t-shirt, my eye mask. And I'm like, oh, get the hell off of me, God, I am hot. Get on your side. Do not touch my thigh. We go to bed now like prize fighters. We shake hands in the middle, roll to our corners. We have matching CPAPs. That is not sexy at all, y'all. Like if aliens ever came for us in the night, they'd be like, harvested. But now you gotta keep things spicy. You do. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Fellas, listen up. You wanna get lucky? Y'all need to start talking dirty to your wives. Right? Sir, you agree? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you. He's like, yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie. I tingle to my toes every time my husband says he's gonna cook dinner, do the dishes and the laundry. I'm like, yes, yes, yes! That's the panty dropper right there, fellas. Wine me, dine me, you 409 me, fella. Let me see you fold that bitch. People are always asking me, and I'm gonna end with this, people are always asking me, what's the secret to my successful marriage? I'm like, well, you have to have honesty, you have to have trust, and you have to promise. Ladies, you have to promise a blowjob. I said promise. I said promise, not give, okay? I'm not stupid. Besides that promise, can get your house painted, okay? It can. Ma'am, you know. The most important thing is romance. And fellas, romance is not snuggling up to us at 10 o'clock at night. You start rubbing our thigh. When did thigh rubbing become the universal symbol for let's get on? Seriously, y'all, you rub it on us like you think horny is contagious, right? And let me tell you, the thigh is not the place to rub, just saying. have sex tonight. It'd be a lot more fun if you join in. I can do it by myself. Yeah, well then, buddy, this is a DIY opportunity. Thank you guys so much for laughing along with me. I am Sherri Priester. You can follow me on social media at Lost Quick Comedies. Welcome back, your host.
That was our special guest, Sherri Priester. Let her hear it. Big round of applause for yourselves. Clap for yourself. You guys were an awesome crowd. The next Stand-Up 101 class will probably be in a couple months. Big round of applause for all the graduates tonight. Kate Anderson, we saw her get kidnapped earlier. Alfred Crane, Kyra Johnson, Ian Turner, Pittman, Charlie Cantrill, and big perverted Robert Taylor. My name is Hatton Jordan. Thank you. Good night.